What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Realignment Dynasty here on NCAA 14, and also featuring that college football revamp as well, as we continue what has been an incredible season for us as our second year as the head coach of this program. We are the #1 team in America still, and we are undefeated. We are taking on a team that is not necessarily at our level, the Akron Zips. They come in, man, C overall squad, C+ offense, a C defense. Meanwhile, we are looking a little bit better, a B overall team, B offense, B- defense as well to go with it. So, should be a fun episode, man. There is always, of course, the possibility of us going ahead and having ourselves a little bit of a doubleheader. And you know, if it does happen that way, you know, it is what it is. Sets us up with a nice little date with Michigan if that does happen. But with that all being said, man, let's go ahead and jump right into this game, and let's give ourselves an opportunity to come on out here and let's take care of business. Let's see if we can take off against Akron on the football field. Let's get it, boys. Alright, boys, so here we come out here, man. First drive of the game. We get some great field position to work with here. Let's see if we can do something with it as Wesley Johnson. You know, Akron did a pretty decent job of actually playing that jet sweep, but we still found a way to pick up a few yards there, as we got to find a way to come out and get some points on this first drive. We are starting in Akron territory. I mean, we got to do something with that, right? Like, we cannot drop the bag here, man. So, first and 10 coming up for us here. We're going to go ahead, run it up the gut with Nelson Sisk, who's going to run it right up the middle and pick up a gain of 7. And we're going to continue to ride this ground game early, soften up the physicality of the Akron defense. Not a talented bunch, but, you know, they're going to play hard. You know, we got to break their spirit early, that's for sure. As we'll go to Nelson Sisk one again, finds a decent little hole and runs it right up the middle. Gain of 10 for the senior running back, as it sets up one of our first red zone opportunities of this game. Gray looks right. We got a man, and we get him into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans. Corey Ross, baby, gonna go ahead and pick up a few points for us to get this thing going, man. 7-0 lead. And now we put that pressure on the Akron offense, and iron sharpens iron, but they are not very sharpened right now as we force yet another free and out to start this game. That's 2 free and outs in this ball game. And now our offense comes back onto the field to search for a early 14-0 lead. As we'll look over the middle once again, and Aaron Ford makes a huge play, making some contested catches downfield. Make that a 20-yard catch. And a chance to add more points. Third down, though, trying to pick it up as we try to throw it to the curl route, but Howard sinks back. We just got baited on that play, man. You absolutely hate to see it. And that means Akron is going to keep this a one-score game, as now we see their offense come out onto the field, still looking for their first down of this entire game so far. We'll see if we can keep that streak going. Looking for a third straight free and out as they face third and short. We'll see if they go ahead and run the football. And no, it's a play action. Looking to the left-hand side, and Giltree just happens to be wide butt naked open there, as Nicholas Giltree ends up with the first down. And Akron finally able to extend the drive, but man, we were making it really difficult for them right now, as that was Kenneth Wood that absolutely blew him up in the backfield. That's going to make it 3rd and 16, as Brown will try to throw for the first down marker. Does get it out to Jason Giltree once again, but it doesn't lead to anything. Another punt for Akron, as now we get this football right back. 3rd and 7, as Gray drops back, looks over to the left-hand side, gets it out to Corey Ross, who will get us a first down to start this drive, as that will end the first quarter. And while there hasn't been much scoring in this game yet, I do feel that we're doing a really good job of controlling the game. Let's see if we can continue that. So welcome back to this matchup against Akron as we go to work here, man. Second quarter to get things started. And we start off with nearly picking up a first down once again, as Nelson Sisk is able to go ahead and pick up some good yardage. Makes it a really easy third down that we should be able to convert without too much of a problem. And sure enough, speed option to the left, but Andrew Grace is going to go ahead, call his own number, because we only need a single inch, man. That's all we need. And it keeps it going, man, as Akron continuing to really provide us those underneath patterns as we keep things rolling here. Second down coming as we throw again here, but Akron does a nice job initially covering all the receivers, trying to get it out to Nelson Sisk. He was getting open on the other side of the field, but that was going to be a really difficult throw to make. And now third down coming as we drop back the pass here, looking over the left-hand side. We got Mike Anderson, the senior wide receiver, who comes down and makes the catch. And that does move the sticks as it gives us a fresh set of downs to work with and gets us back to getting this running game going, as Nelson Sisk is doing a pretty solid job of finding some holes in the defense, but he does end up getting hurt. And he actually does get hurt for the rest of the game. So that was his last piece of action, unfortunately. So it's going to be Anthony Thompson, the fullback, that's going to have to hold the majority of this rushing load here. As now, first and goal coming up. Johnson going to run it up the gut, trying to get it into the end zone. Almost making it happen. Looks like it's going to be down at the 1 yard line. But can we get this final yard? Can we finish the drive? Or will we have to settle for a field goal? Gray dropping back, looking good, trying to run for the end zone. And Andrew Gray makes it happen. Touchdown, Spartans. And that improves our lead, making it 14-0. As Gray just does a fantastic job there of making that score happen. And now we put Akron in a tough spot because they're not accustomed to throwing the football. They're more of a running team. We'll see if this affects their play calling at all, but not necessarily. Arner Brown's going to actually take the scramble there, 21-yard rush. And a 1st and 10 for the Akron Zips, as Brown will once again run it on the read option. We were a little bit more prepared for it this time around, but still a 5-yard gain for the mobile quarterback. As it sets up 3rd and short for this Akron squad, who hasn't really gotten it past midfield as of yet. And looks like that is going to continue as we are able to go ahead, rally to the football, force them to run to the outside. And J.J. Cook, one of their star players on the offensive side of the ball, he's been absolutely shut down. And now our team is back out onto the field here to begin their next drive, which, I mean, we got a lot of work to do if we want to come away with points on this particular possession, simply because, you know, we start inside our own 10-yard line, you know, feeling the inside of the of our own goal line. So definitely need to get out of that. Gotta pick up at least a couple of first downs, which we do end up doing at the very least. So even if we don't score points on this particular possession, we can at least, bare minimum, flip the field. And that is always what I'm looking for, having productive possessions. And as long as we don't end it in a turnover, man, this will be a productive possession for us just because we got it out of the black zone. But we're going to try to keep it going, of course. And Nelson Sisk is going to get that 6-yard rush. He actually does return into the game. I did not think he came back, to be honest. So nice to see Nelson Sisk back in action, as that is going to be a dynamic weapon that returns to our offense. They got to account for him, and they also got to account for Andrew Gray, throwing over the middle to Aaron Ford, who's able to pick up a huge first down, and on the verge of finding yet another touchdown as Gray drops back, tries to throw it away, but the Akron defense does collide with him. And a difficult 3rd and goal, as we are 2 for 2 down here, but this is going to be a difficult one as it gets tight down here in the red zone. Anderson going to take it on the mid-wide receiver screen, and Does pick up a good chunk of yardage, but doesn't lead to anything, as we did have to go ahead, settle for the field goal. But defense is playing extremely well. We're up 17-0 right now. No complaints over here, man. But we jump into the second half of action here, and I actually forgot to turn off the conservative play calling. So I gotta go ahead and make sure to do that. But we start the second half pretty well, though. Wesley Johnson gonna pick up the reception. Gain of 9. As we'll throw again here. This time a slant pattern over to Corey Ross, who's able to fight through a couple of defenders there to pick up a couple of extra yards. He's having a pretty good game so far. As we'll go ahead, see Aaron Ford take the underneath pattern. He also picks up a first down as well. And so far, moving this football down the field pretty steadily, actually. I'm liking what I'm seeing from our offense coming out here in the second half, as we now have 100 yards rushing on the game. Nelson Sisk being the main beneficiary of this rushing attack. As speaking of Sisk, he makes a man miss, and he's going to be gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Spartans. Michigan State makes it 24-0. Let's go, man. You love to see it. As we open up this lead against Akron, we're doing what we expected to do. You know, we were expected to dominate in this game, and so far, we have been doing exactly just that, but it hasn't been perfect, though, as Bo Marshall had a chance to make a play on the football. We read the screen. That's the crazy part. And they still got a bunch of yards out of it. You know, wild out here, man. Absolutely wild. As Akron desperately trying to go ahead, get that goose egg off the scoreboard. They still have not scored yet in this football game. As Brown will drop back, gonna try to do another screen, but this time we was ready for it. J.J. Cook, you got nowhere to go, my guy. You ain't doing none of that here. Come on now. As now sets up 2nd and 15. I gotta do a real pass play. And it's incomplete. Giltree could not get that foot down. And now our pass rush, it can really go off here, man. We can go after this quarterback. Is now 3rd and 15. Brown facing some pressure. Has to get rid of it early. And that will be broken up. And that will stop Akron's drive right in its tracks. As now we'll take back over. A chance to make this a 30-point lead here, depending on what we do in next possession. Oh, if Aaron Ford made that catch, that could have gone for a huge set of yards. That safety dove for it. He had green grass waiting for him, man. But instead, 2nd and 10. And we do pick up a pretty solid run on the ground with the read option. Picks up a gain of 6. But it does lead to a 3rd down. Now, we've been great on 3rd down conversions so far. 5 for 7. We'll see if we can keep that trend going here. As Akron, they're going to go ahead and, you know, play away from the line of scrimmage, surprisingly. I thought they would be a little bit more aggressive with covering those underneath routes. But, hey, if you're going to give us that, we're going to take that 10 times out of 10, baby. As now we can keep that drive going because of that. As there was a wide open hole there right in the middle of our line of scrimmage. Like, shoot, you're going to give me all of that? Gray's not even much of a scrambler. But, I mean, he will take that if he needs to. And that's exactly what we saw right there. As Nelson Sisk going to get a little bit of a breather. So we'll get a little bit of Anthony Thompson for the very first time today. He's going to get a 5-yard carry on his first run. And then his second carry is going to go for a little bit more. Gain of 9. Not a guy that's going to be known for the home run carries, as they say. But, you know, he'll pick up some tough yards. I like him as a 3rd down back. As 1st and 10, going to go ahead and throw once more. Wesley Johnson trying to make a cut to the inside, but can't make his man miss, though. As that will be a 9-yard catch for the true freshman from Eugene. As we've been dominating Akron today on total yards. A 3-1 advantage thus far on the day. As Sisk makes sure he gets himself well over 100 yards today. As we got another 3rd down attempt here, trying to end this game. Or at least get the backups in there, but we trying to get it out to Perry Robinson. He was open, but just couldn't cut up field in time. So that definitely sucks for sure. but we still add a few more points. So it's 27-0. You know, this game could certainly be worse. But we did end up stalling, you know, a few more times to this point than what I like to see. And something that I also don't want to see. Giltry's going to pick up this first down here. We had him to a 2nd and 18. And they found a way to pick up the first down. Like, come on. We can't have that. Especially when we go up against some of these better teams. Like, we could get exposed that way. That could be a problem for us. As, you know, as we go up against tougher competition. Akron is not tough by any means. Like, we were expected to do this. But, you know, always things that we can work on. You know, never satisfied. As we get to a 3rd and short here. We'll see what Akron decides to do. We're going to try to run the football here. J.J. Cook trying to pick up the first down. And he's going to be stuffed again. J.J. Cook simply has not gotten going today. 8 carries for 12 total yards in the entire football game. That's crazy to me. As that's going to be a first down for us here. We go into the 4th quarter, man, though. We're up 27-0. Let's see if we can finish these guys off. And, you know, maybe we can get the backups in the game as well. You never know what could happen. But so far, we look like a #1 team. So we jump back out onto the field here to start 4th quarter action. And we start with a 3rd and 6. As we go with a free wide to the right. As Gray going to look downfield. Got a man open. Waco trying to throw for it. It's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it out to Mike Anderson. But that will have to be played away. But we do force Akron to go ahead and go 3 and out on their next possession. So now we got our troops back out onto the field once again. Trying to come out here and, you know, trying to go ahead and see if we can get a few more points on the board. So I can feel comfortable with putting our backups in the game and get a few game reps for the potential future of this program. And that is, you know, many of the backups that are younger players on the team. As Sisk is going to take another carry up the middle. He's actually going to fall on a couple of defenders there. And he's been fantastic today. 6 yards a carry. That's what you love to see. As Gray going to try to throw it over to Leslie Johnson. And Johnson surprisingly doesn't get the first down. I thought he was past the marker, but, you know, the refs, I guess they saw it just a little bit differently. So 3rd down coming up here as it looks like Akron, they send the blitz, but we just have the perfect play call. Getting out quickly over to Mike Anderson. As that will go ahead and negate the blitz. And gets us on the verge of the red zone. But got to pick up this first down to get there. Gray looking, trying to get it out over the middle, but inaccurate throw. So that's going to be 4th and 9. However, our kicker isn't necessarily that great, so we're just going to go. We're going to go for it here, and we're going to try to fool them, pull a fast one with the halfback draw, and well, we do end up picking a decent chunk of yardage. We don't end up doing anything. We don't get enough yardage that we need, so we do end up going ahead, turn that football over, and now Akron still looking for their first points. By the way, they're going to look to try to do the incredible here. Down by 4 possessions at this point. They're going to need a lot of love. As now, Brown drops back, looks over the middle, and tries to get it out to Walker. But that is going to be dropped as well. So 3rd down coming for the Zips of Akron. As they're trying to make this crowd feel happy about something. It's been pretty quiet in the stadium for the vast majority of this game. We have taking this home crowd completely out of it, and that's what you want to do as a road squad. As Akron looking to continue to try to make things happen, but the pocket ends up collapsing. It looks like Kevin Williams gets onto the score sheet for the very first time. He's going to get a sack and a TFL to go with it, making it 2nd and 15, but J.J. Cook is going to get the halfback screen here. And while he's been shut down in the ground game, he's been doing some pretty decent stuff here with actually trying to go about running the, or at least like being a pass catcher out of the backfield. And they're going to need some of that as well if they want to try to make any hope of a comeback. as another third down awaiting the Akron Zips. As we'll see, well, go ahead and get stopped. Let's go, baby. Number 4 down, man. We're going to try to make this shutout happen here. Only a couple minutes away from actually going ahead and doing just that, as Brown trying for the first down, and Bryant is going to drop the football. It was a pretty clean game from the standpoint of, I don't think we saw any turnovers. Well, hang on. We had the 1 interception, but we ended up winning this game. We went on the road against Akron. We did what we need to do. We basically dominated them. I know it doesn't necessarily show that on the scoreboard, but we were in control of the entire game, and that's what we need to do if we want to be a college football playoff team. Alright guys, so this was not necessarily the dominating performance that I was looking for, but I mean, we still won by 27. Like, you can't complain all too much. We did have 1 turnover in this game. That probably would have made it like 34 instead of, 27-0, and maybe would have gotten the backups in, but there's really not much to complain about beyond that. I mean, Nelson Sisk had a really nice game. 29 carries, 168 yards, and a tub. Same thing with Andrew Gray, who also managed to find the end zone on the ground to go with it as well. As for the receivers, Corey Ross had the best day out of everybody. He was really the most notable receiver out of everybody in this one. Corey Ross ends up with 6 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown to go with all of that as well. But the most impressive unit of the day, though, was definitely our defense. Pitching a shutout, always love to see that, no matter who we're going up against, because it's easy for even like these lower end teams to sneak in a garbage time score, and we didn't allow that to happen today. Second shutout of the season. Kenneth Wood led the team in tackles. He was all over the field in this one. 12 tackles, 4 TFLs, 2 sacks to go with it as well. Mike Scott had a few tackles, same with PJ Fortinot. So there is that, but did get to his quarterback 4 times today. Kenneth Wood got those multiple sacks. Kevin Williams managed to get to the quarterback, and then Bo Marshall was also provided the ability to light this guy up as well on top of it. So even though we didn't force any turnovers in this game, we did not create any extra possessions, what we did manage to do was play fundamental defense, and that's how I want to play every single time, except maybe add some turnovers. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and see who we got next episode. I'll catch you guys there. Alright, boys, so that team up north, they are still ranked in the top 25, so I'm actually not going to make this a doubleheader, even though we did kind of do what we want to a degree against that Akron squad. Next episode, we will face up against our bitter rivals, man. They really tore us apart in the 4th quarter last year, and I'm going to be seeking some revenge, but I will leave that for the next episode. I hope you guys are ready for it, and if you are, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.